And so with the next speaker up, I had to really jump on the opportunity to introduce Kevin, because there is probably no single individual outside my mom and dad that have had more of an impact on my life than Kevin. He has guided me at various stages, helped me make some really key decisions about what to do during school, after school, etc. And then it's just been, I think, a really symbiotic relationship that we've had. And the thing that I admire most about Kevin is just how he is constantly reinventing and looking at things from different angles. I just have this image in my head of when he sees a problem, he doesn't just stare at it, he like walks around it, inspects it this way and that way, and like just never stops just trying to figure things out. And I think he's going to be talking today about AI, and I don't know what folks is familiar with, but I mean, there's, especially in the academic setting, there's like AI is bad. What did Kevin do? He said AI is good. Like this is gonna just take us to the next level. And so he has this abundance mindset that really, I think, is just super cool. And so I'm really happy to have Kevin here to speak with you all. And of course, he's been super helpful to Sonota. So and now that he's officially retired from his academic days. But not retired because we know that he's still going to work like 90 hours a week. Yeah, moving on. Yeah. He'll be helping us out quite a bit more, so I'm really excited for that. So Sonota's going AI with Kevin. But Kevin, take it away. Thank you very much.
This wasn't listed as a title, AI for 10X, but really that is what it has been for me. And I would add for my students. And I actually mentor 6 kids in a West Dayton school on my interns, working with them, trying to develop AI leaders. And they're 10X. Like what they're able to do and accomplish is just blowing me away. So I'm going to show you just a real quick video here. I only have 2 slides, by the way. So, but I do want to show you Evan. And this kind of sets the stage. So Evan is a mechanical engineer. He doesn't know anything about vision systems. He doesn't know anything about communicating. By the way, what you see is the camera for his drone. So he's controlling the drone with his hands. And you're going to see him make different motions. Right now it's just going around in a circle, but now going right, going up, going down, and he actually built into it some smoothing controls. He's making communications happen remotely. At the beginning of the semester, he would have told you, "No way, I can't do this," and yet he did. He actually wants now, as a result, to work for Skunkworks. He's an aero engineer, and he wants to be developing next generation aero technology. He's one of 85. I had 85 individual projects going on this semester. Instead of doing one size fits all, because I wanted to just see if it was possible. And what I saw was just incredible. This wasn't about turning off brains. It was about seeing every single response to ChatGPT or the AI I built as a creative learning, creative problem solving experience. In fact, it's more demanding than sitting into a classroom and having somebody drone at you, which we're really good at in my field. So basically I have 3 examples, 3. And while I don't work in the Bitcoin space, in fact, 3 years ago when Austin said, on playing golf in Springfield, Bitcoin, what? What are you talking about, Austin? Like, and I still didn't understand at the end, but because it was Austin saying something, I had to listen. And I did. And then he said, figure out a way to connect to what we're doing at Sonota. And to be honest, I'm still downstream in terms of that connection, except bringing in AI now. So I want to share 3 examples of kind of how I've done it, but I want you to, these are going to be the 3 questions that I'm really asking you to think about. And I'm going to share an example. So question 1 will be example 1, all right? And then we're going to circle back, hopefully, if you have any questions or you have any ideas, you have any thoughts about what you might be able to do. I'm happy to talk to you the rest of the evening too. Like, it's been my passion to help guide people to its use. So first example comes from Emerson Climate Technologies. I did research with them. They make energy equipment, HVAC equipment, all of this stuff all over the world. I had just got tired of writing papers that nobody read. And I wanted to work on something that could actually get into the world. And so I worked with them, and unfortunately they asked me to develop a model for predicting temperature in every single room inside of a house using physics-based models. They have a house inside of an environmental chamber. They have these amazing controls, and we could predict. They wanted me to do that. I said, oh man, you have data. Why would I do that? So, but I said, okay, I'll show you. It's going to take a year, and it's not going to be very good. I'm going to have to tweak it to make it work. And in fact, it took a year. I had to tweak it to make it work. And then I said, please, give me your data. So I did. In one day, I built models to predict the temperature in every single room, at every single level, honestly, with about plus or minus 1% based upon whatever the temperatures were outside, how they were changing, and any controls that were happening inside. Okay? Gigantic. And eventually they said, oh, now we get it. We worked on some things, put some patents together, but they never still got out into the world. So unfortunately, it was still frustration. So for you, what do we forecast? What do we need to forecast? By the way, this is saying, this is our past data. What do we do to look ahead? And what can we do with that prediction, that forecasting ahead? Okay? Second example is really different. I was just interested in data and applying it to anything. And so I had a project with Dayton City Schools. They were interested in assessing the value of teacher training. Any teachers in here? Any university administrators or teaching administrators, principals? Okay, good. So, so they wanted to evaluate they wanted to assess the value of teacher training and teacher coaching, and we had pre and post test scores from students throughout all the Dayton City schools. We also had demographic information on every student, demographic information on the teachers, education, how many teachers, how many students, attendance rates, everything you could imagine. And we built models. And unlike how they had done it before, which would have been strictly statistics-based, they found, or statistics would have said, average percentage score increase with a 95% confidence interval might have been this. Well, the reality is they didn't see any benefit of coaching or training. But with machine learning, taking their data, building a model, I was able to conclude that, in fact, teacher training is pretty useless across the board. One-time events, come in, no expectation that you use it. But coaching was phenomenally good, especially for the lower-end students. So not only could we identify the difference, but we could identify who the difference was in. So think about all the things in your organization, in your business, in your work, in your life, that it would be good to know how what you're doing is having impact. And what's having the most impact? I mean, so many things. Sales, marketing, blah, 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 you name it. This is accessible if we're collecting the right data and information. Has to have data coming behind it. So the third area comes back to generative AI. So that was machine learning. Machine learning takes data and captures patterns. It can't extrapolate. If I was trying to predict temperatures that were in the range of 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, I can't do anything that would be 90. It just won't work. But generative AI changes that. It can generate new knowledge, sometimes bad knowledge, but it can generate new knowledge. It can do that by exploring information that's available on the web. By the way, that could involve science fiction books, you name it, things that might not be real, unfortunately. By the way, even with that, the probability of finding something bad is, especially as the generative AI gets better, is less and less. It's getting better and better. Yeah, so it can create new information. Videos. If you've seen ChatGPT or OpenAI's video generation, images, music, text, can analyze data, make inferences. So I've been bringing it into my classes, and I showed you, yeah, hey, they're doing a lot more. But I'm also able to assess and measure, like everything. I'm grading using AI. Because it can do it well, it can do it better, it can provide better and more detailed responses than I'm able to do on my own. And it can, I had a few more things. But I actually built a teaching tool called Teach Learn. So I think the one point I really want to emphasize is Teach Learn. So I'm building a tool that trains teachers, helps them design courses, and helps them design course sessions that all integrate AI in. And on the student side, I'm enabling them to use it. The aim is to walk students to the water, not enable them to instantly transport there, because that's not good learning. And I thought I could build a tool that just would be adapted to everyone, but every person is different. And this is what I really want you to understand about generative AI. We can customize solutions for every single individual that comes to us. It's all unique. You listen so the AI can listen, interpret, know who they are, and adapt what they're doing, what it's doing, not there, and be completely responsive to that individual. And so, gosh, so many things that I think is really, so many things to think about. One, Forbes says by 2026, almost all customer interaction is going to be through AI. Almost all. And by the way, you're already seeing that. How many of you have reached chatbots that are helping you get through technology problems? I do it every day. So one, AI data assessment. Oh my gosh, Microsoft's killing it on the AI side. The new Azure database solution that they have, AI solution, enables you to interrogate large amounts of data with questions, not SQL queries that you have to maybe do something with. You can actually find the data in the databases and infer what's going on. And I think an obvious thing for any of you is understanding what your pain points are in your organization. What's taking your time? You know, that doesn't really add value to your business, but anything that takes time can be automated. You know, scheduling, emails. Oh gosh, this is what Austin wants me to do. It's probably the least exciting thing, but all of these things are important. Report creation, employee assessment, employee onboarding, customer onboarding, so many things. Okay, so that was it. So the third question is, what do you think that, what generative AI can bring to what you're doing? So how do you get there, folks? If you didn't think about it, I was in no different place than you, except I did machine learning. However, generative AI kicked in 2022, November. I instantly used it I have been using it every single day. I didn't know how to talk to it at the beginning. Within 2 months, I was talking, having impact. So it's just about using it, and I'm going to tell you, you can't afford not to. All right? That's all I wanted to say. Next up. Yeah. Hey, we can have conversations if you have any questions. All right?